Understanding Rotations, Lesson 19 notes. You should have already completed the review. So right now, I just want you to take a moment. You can pause the video after I talk here, pause the video and check your answers. But for number one, you were to take rectangle WXYZ and reflect it over the y-axis. Reflecting it over the y-axis means that y stays the same, and you take the opposite of x. So go ahead and double check your answers to that problem. And for number two, you're reflecting triangle RST over the x-axis. Reflection over the x-axis means that you keep x the same and take the opposite of y. Remember, whatever axis that you are reflecting the image over, the pre-image over, then that is the letter that stays the same. So reflection over the x-axis means x stays the same. Reflection over the y-axis means y stays the same. And then you take the opposite of the other variable. So go ahead, pause your video, and check your answers to the review questions 1 and 2. Okay, lesson 19 is on rotations. This is the third type of transformation we're going to learn. A rotation is a transformation in which you turn a figure about a fixed point called the center of rotation. So there's going to be a certain point that we reflect the image around. A majority of the time for us, the reflection is going to be around the origin on the coordinate plane. But in these couple examples here at the bottom of the page, it's around a fixed point other than the origin. So a rotation is the image formed by a rotation is congruent to the pre-image. Okay, this is just like translations and reflections. Your pre-image and your image are congruent. Just like reflections, just like translations, with rotations, your pre-image and your image will be congruent. So go ahead, pause your video, get your definition, and fill in your blanks. Okay. There are two directions that we will be rotating objects. We will either rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise. Now, for clockwise, do your best, but kind of draw an arrow going that direction. That would be clockwise. And if you're unsure about clockwise, just look at your clock and watch, well, as long as it's not a digital clock, that is. And counterclockwise goes the opposite direction. So it would go that way. Okay, so for the clockwise, this would be your pre-image. This is your image. Okay. This dot right here in the middle, that is your center of rotation. And yes, I cheated. I like to have those straight lines. But this right here, that is your center of rotation. Now, it's saying that it rotated 180 degrees clockwise. So you, in order to see the actual rotation, and guys, you should know this from, like if you're a skateboarding fan or if you're a snowboarding fan, 180 is a half turn. So you want to go from so we'll go from side AC of the pre-image, and we have to go to its corresponding side, A prime, C prime. So if you look at this, go from this side to that side. Did it make a half turn? Yes, it did. So that is a 180 degrees clockwise rotation. So I'm going to fix this up here to make it look a little bit better. There we go. Okay. Counterclockwise. Sorry, I'm going to fix this one too. All right, counterclockwise goes the opposite direction. This would be our pre-image. This is our image. This point here in the center is your center of rotation. And this time, it rotated 270 degrees counterclockwise. Now be careful. A lot of times I'll have students that they'll want to draw a line like that. But is that going to corresponding parts? This right here is AC, which means I have to go to A prime, C prime, which is actually this side here. So your circle actually needs to go from AC the whole way around to A prime, C prime. And 270 degrees is like 3/4 of a circle. So like a half turn and then another fourth of a turn. So that is 270 degrees counterclockwise. Now, just to save ourselves some time, when we talk about clockwise, we'll just put C, and counterclockwise, we will put CC for counterclockwise, just to shorten some things up. Okay, so that is our definitions, and if you have any questions so far, let me know.